America's biggest retailers methodically turns casual shoppers into fanatics. What Costco has done, by the way, what Costco has done is quite impressive because they've turned Americans into monsters. And I remember like when everybody from my neighborhood first started to get their Costco cards, and we have something called BJ's, and there's different variations of Costco. But I remember that everybody started to get their Costco cards, and then you would go with them. And it was a big day. Going to Costco was like a big day. I remember my mother, her friend, would like lend my mother her card or something, and then we would go to Costco, and it would be a big day because you can get items in bulk. You can have everything, and you keep it in your house, and it's exciting to have food forever and know that you don't have to go shopping again. You have all of the food, and when you have more, you consume more, of course. You have more, you eat. You have a bucket of something, it disappears, right? You don't portion it out. It's not rational. They know this. They know what Costco people are not. It's America. They go, if we give people a bucket, they're going to eat it. And they're going to come in and get another bucket. And make no mistake, you get buckets. If you showed Costco to somebody in Europe, they would vomit. We buy industrial size buckets of like cleaning solution, but it's ketchup or it's mayonnaise or it's barbecue sauce. The size of some of the Costco products shows some of the biggest Costco products. It's truly grotesque. And when I was in Europe with Sam Talent, we were over there performing, and none of this exists. None of these exist in Europe. You cannot go to a store and get 3 months worth of chocolate covered pretzels. You're not permitted. I think we got to stop allowing certain things, and this is kind of one of the things, unfortunately, that I think we're going to have to stop allowing. I think this is probably, and this is where my libertarian streak, it hits a little bit of the wall, because I do think that in the food space, like for example, I think we're going to look back on this. You remember subprime mortgages? I do. And they were all adjustable rate mortgages. You would take a mortgage, and then a few years later, the rate that you had would quadruple. It would double, triple, quadruple. And then you could no longer pay the mortgage. We all look back on that. And we go, why the fuck would we give someone a mortgage that was cheap for 2 years and then wildly more expensive just 24 months later? These people's lives aren't changing. It's not like in 24 months they've all made lots more money. Why would we do that? And the reason that we did it was greed. And look at that. Costco selling massive bag of popcorn. Look at this. This is not okay. I think we're going to look back on this and say this is not okay, that we let the companies not only poison the food. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Go to that cart. That woman has a child sitting on that. Now, yes, there's a lot of water here and Tide and detergent and like, there's a lot of water and stuff. But there's also going to be a lot of food on there. She's just warming up. People have like this is all industrial. If you go to Costco, it's like a big factory. It's a warehouse. And you're pushing large cans of poison in a cart, and then you have to load up your car, and then you go feed your family. I don't think it marries a lot of the trends in America. Like a lot of people are preppers, a lot of people are preparing, and maybe they're not even stupid. Who knows? They're preppers. They're preparing for a time when they cannot get food. This was big during the pandemic. People started to really panic, and then people would stock up. Even me, I said, I don't stock up on anything. I eat out a lot. I usually don't freak out. I don't think that we're not going to be able to get Kraft mac and cheese. But people were like stocking up during the pandemic on everything. And that's always kind of been a theme of America, is that people use the perhaps legitimate fear of some cataclysm as a reason to have so much food and hoard food in their homes and have closets full of food, pantries full of food, 8, 10, 12, 15 things of breadcrumbs, 20 breadcrumbs things. You could fill a kiddie pool with breadcrumbs and just, coat chicken cutlets in it for hours and hours. And it's just, I think we're going to look back on it. I think we're going to go, this was a major mistake. I think we'll look back on this and I think we're going to go, this is disgusting. And this is a major turning point. Going to a warehouse to feed your family was a turning point in our culture, and it was not a good one. Walking into an industrial warehouse and buying tubs of things, barrels of things, rolling things onto a cart, putting so much stuff on a cart you can barely see your child. It's not good. This was not a good turning point. Creating a fun environment in that warehouse where they had like food, you eat, and you shop. The Costco had that little thing you would buy food at that people really liked. The chicken bake. There was a few things in there that were fun. They had frozen yogurt. And you would eat there. It was a whole day. Getting food was a whole day. And you would need to eat literally Kirkland. Yeah, Kirkland, signature brand, everything. You would need to eat to have the energy to then shop for 2 hours. Because a trip to Costco would be 2 or 3 hours. And they would tell you that. Your mother would tell you that. You go, don't whine. This is going to be 3 hours. And it would be 3 hours of going around Costco, which was always air conditioned to a point where it was frozen. Because they like to keep the fatty boom batches comfortable. It's comfortable to be, it's a nice, cool, you never want to leave. If you're in a nice, cold environment and you're a fatty boom batty, you don't want to leave. It's comfortable. The minute you start sweating, you're out. So they kept it like sub-zero. It felt like you were walking around a freezer. And you got everything. And I just think we got to turn on this. This is not good. Someone has to articulate, probably better than me, why it should be shameful and embarrassing to be a member of this. It should be shameful, embarrassing to be a member of this. This is not how you should shop. This is not how you should feed your family. I'm sorry. Everyone now on Instagram, they make these videos. All these like blue collar working class people are making food videos now with all this poison food because they're like, why should the rich people have all the fun making food? I'm going to show you how to make buffalo chicken pudding. There's a woman on there, and I'm not going to bring her up. And I do like her, but she's like, she does these tutorials where she's like, today I'm making pizza cake. So what? It's cake and pizza, and my kids like it. She doesn't ever feed the kids vegetables. She makes the worst food for the kids over and over again. There's this other woman, and I don't know what people get out of watching her. She's like, watch a working class woman make her husband's lunch. And she makes him like just adult, like Lunchables with like all processed food. And it's the most disgusting thing you've ever watched. Listen, I'm saying, I think with the Ozempic stuff, maybe this is a turning point. Maybe we are about to turn on this. They certainly feel like all of these drugs are starting to be very effective. People are starting to eat a lot less. A lot of these companies are flipping out. They don't know what to do. all of the people that make Ozempic and Wegovy and all those, they're now, I think, the most, like they have the biggest market cap of any European company. I forget the name of the company that makes Ozempic, but Nova something else. It's made by
Novo Nordisk.
Yes, Novo Nordisk, a brand of is the maker of Wegovy. It's Europe's most valuable company, worth more than 500 billion euros. This is the beginning of a big turning point, and what I believe, if this is all correct, this is the beginning. We're gonna start turning on these food warehouses, fast food. And I think this could reshape America. It could totally change it. I'll be dead. Everyone I know will be dead. Maybe not. Maybe not, but I'll tell you this. I think this could be such a major disruptive, just like the porn to that tribe in the Amazon. You might see a ton, because nobody takes Ozempic and goes, let's go to Costco. There's no way. If Ozempic does anything, you should not be able to walk through a Costco. And I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting to see if these celebrities croak. As Stavros said to me in the green room he goes, let's wait and see if Mindy Kaling drops. Mindy Kaling. But here's what Ozempic should do if it does anything. If you walk into a Costco, you should have the reaction of that girl from The Exorcist. Your head should spin off your shoulders. You should start projectile vomiting. If Ozempic does anything, when you walk into Costco, you should just start. It should be like The Exorcist, because you should be disgusted by this. Food that could fall and kill you. There's so much of it. It could fall off the fucking shelf and kill you. That should make you heave on Ozempic. You should be disgusted. Wegovy, Mounjaro, whatever. You should walk through Costco, and I mean, it's like me, 14 years sober, going through San Fran, watching people lay on the street with needles out of their arms. That is what Ozempic should make you feel like in Costco. And the article is the cult of Costco, right? And it is a cult. Yeah, the cult of Costco. It is. Go down here for a minute. Let's see. Sensory overload starts the second you enter the airplane hangar size store. The place is packed with people, and do I smell hot dog water? Yes, you do. The shopping floor is a bewildering jumble of merchandise, much of it stacked high above your head, still in cardboard boxes. There are virtually no signs to tell you what and where. You eventually realize that the stuff you came to buy is, of course, all the way in the back. I hope these become museums. I really do. I hope we look back at this and these become museums. You know, we do move on from stuff. There used to be bars everywhere, littered. This country was littered with bars where people would sit and smoke cigarettes. They were on every corner, and now they're not there as much. They're almost gone. They're almost gone because Americans simply just decided that they didn't want to live like that. And I'm not saying that was the right decision either, considering what they're doing now, but you can look at these stores and eventually see a time in the not-so-distant future when they don't exist. When people are like, you know what, I'm not getting my mother once got an appetizer box. The count was 300 hors d'oeuvres in the box at Costco. There was 80 potato puffs. They told you what they had. It was like 80 potato puffs, 80 whatever turnover, whatever these things are, 80 pigs in a blanket. For New Year's, we didn't throw any party. You know, it's too much. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I think that maybe these Ozempic drugs change, and everyone's like, well, isn't that the easy way out? America's the easy way out, dummy.